And where should we start? Boys and girls? Where should we start? Should we start with the disallowed goal? Should we start with the red card, which should have been a red card, on the challenge on Mbappe? Should we start on the bad game that we played? Should we start on the fact that Rudiger got injured, that we all knew that he was going to get injured? Should we start on the fact that our first sub came in the 80th minute and he brought on a 39-year-old brother? Should we start on... where the hell should we start? I had to take a little breather. I had to go outside for a little second after the watch along. I had to regroup myself because I've got so much stuff to say. Okay, listen. Before we start, you guys like, share, subscribe. Yeah. Okay, listen. This is the lineup that we had, and this is what we did. First half, it wasn't good. First half, it was slow. The build-up was slow. Our play was predictable. There was lack of system, as I always say. As I always say with Real Madrid for the season. The lack of system. I'm not going to repeat myself once again with this video and say it's because of a lack of system. First half, I criticized Rudiger and I criticized Mbappe for not moving around, for standing still in the same position, not moving, not being, just standing still. They just stood still in the same position, and there wasn't sort of movement in the final third, because the final third was so rigid, and these two were so isolated, but they never had like the self-awareness to say, you know what, let me move around. Like, it's very obvious. Carlo is never going to tell you, yo, this is what we do. This is how we're going to get you the ball. This is how I'm going to create ideas and passages for you. My brother, he just tells you to go out there and play and just hope for the best. You should have had at least, between you two, between you and Mbappe, say to yourself, you know what? I'm not getting the ball. You know what? Maybe I should move. Maybe I should drop deep. Maybe I should invert. Maybe I should go on the left-hand side and tell Vinny, my brother, go centrally. Because Vinny was the only one moving. And in the second half, I think it was a bit better. We had the chance where Mbappe hit the post, where he could have passed it to Jude. We had the chance that Mbappe once again had with a great save. We had Vinny's chance. We had Rodrigo's chance, which hit the bars, which hit the post. So we created. Jude had a chance. To their credit, the goalkeeper did a massive. I mean, where's that goalkeeper? The goalkeeper had a massive game. Shout out to the goalkeeper. What's his name? That brother, fam, Garcia. Shout out to him. He had a big game. Like, he had made 4 or 5 crucial saves. But the highlight, I mean, the talking point is really and truly, before I get to the match reviews, before I talk about each person individually and specifically, there was 3 main talking points of the first half. The first talking point is the goal that we scored, which got disallowed, where Vinny shot in the first half. Great goal, got disallowed because Mbappe was playing UFC, fam. This brother thought he was Khabib. This brother thought he was Conor McGregor. He thought he was John Jones, fam. He was out here doing UFC inside the box. Got disallowed. Initially, I was thinking it was a bad decision. I saw the replays just now. It's the right decision. Goal disallowed. That's one. The red card. I don't want anyone to tell me, and wallahi al-azim, put your bias aside. Okay? Put your bias aside. Put your hating aside. Put whatever aside. The fact that that wasn't a red card. It was stud. That was a clear challenge. How it was not called a red card, I swear to God, might be one of the worst decisions I think I've seen. And I'm 22 years old. I've seen some bad calls in my life. The fact that that wasn't a red card. But I'm not going to come out here and say that was the reason that we lost. No, that was not the reason why we lost. The third talking point is Rudiger. Antonio Rudiger is out. I don't know how long he's out for. The injury is clearly a hamstring injury. From what? The way he was basically signaling he was basically touching his hamstring. Hamstring usually is about 3 to 4 weeks. So he's basically out, potentially and most likely he's out for the City games. Both the first leg and the second leg, depending of how quick of a recovery he does. I don't need to be a doctor. I don't need to do a PhD degree, fam. I don't need to do a P&D degree, fam. Me and P&D together. I don't need to study for 8 years. I don't need to go to the law school. Everyone knows. I know. You know. Your mom knows. Your sister knows. Your auntie, your uncle, your dad, your brother, your son, your daughter, your Haywan, your Chelib. Everyone knows. Everyone knew. Everyone knew. Rudiger was facing injuries. Rudiger was forcing himself to play. Rudiger was trying his best to play. We never rested Rudiger. He had a knee injury. He had a bandage on his knee. He's been playing with his bandage on his knee. Everyone knew he was injured. Everyone knew we forced him out. I've got 2 questions. My first question is directed to Carlo Ancelotti. Why in the hell, why in the F, why in the Haywan did you not rest him? Did you not take him out earlier? Did you not? By the way, when I say take him out earlier, I mean the previous game, not this game. Why is it that this guy's playing every single game and every single minute when you can clearly see he was injured? Before you can say, I don't have any options. Now you can say, well, I've got Alaba. I've got Raul. Raul can play. Raul can play. You can bring one of the... Jacob Ramon can play. You can bring one of the Castilla players to play. Why are you consistently playing him? Consistently knowing that he's injured and you still force him to play. So that's on you. The second person getting the blame is Florentino Perez. You know we don't have centre-backs. You know when we came into this year, 2025, the January window, Militao got an ACL, Carvajal got an ACL. You know we need a centre-back. Last season was the biggest example of why we needed a centre-back. You didn't sign anyone. This summer, Nacho left, you didn't sign anyone. Now Rudiger's out. Rudiger, my brother, are we surprised he's out? No, we're not. Every single Madrid fan expected this. It was so predictable. We could have guessed this. If you asked me this beginning of the year, I would have predicted to say, you know what, if we play Rudiger a bit more, that brother's going to be out. Here we are. God forbids. He's next. God forbids. Touch wood. Wallah, I'm praying. Well, I just made a dua for him. But if it happened to Rudiger, Fede Valverde, my brother, wallah, you better start praying every morning, fam. I want to talk about 11 players plus 1. And that is Luka Modric, but not now. Thibaut Courtois. That's nothing really much for you to do. I mean, you had no sort of action. The only action that came was towards the end. That's nothing much for him. Lucas Vazquez. I'm sick and tired of people keep asking, why is Vazquez playing? Why is Vazquez playing? Why is Vazquez playing? Vazquez is never going to get rotated. Vazquez is never going to get benched. Vasquez is here till the end of the season. Before next season, we get Trent, and Trent will be the starter, and Danny Carvajal will be back. But for the time being, Lucas Vasquez will be starting. Don't expect Vasquez to be on the bench. Don't expect Vasquez to be rotated. Vasquez is never going. The last couple of weeks where Raul played, it's because he was injured. The last couple of weeks when Fede was playing, it was because he was suspended. But the fact that when Vasquez is healthy, when Vasquez is not suspended, Lucas Vasquez is playing every single game. So don't expect anything else, yeah? Don't expect him to play. That brother's never playing. Chimeni, 6. I'm not going to give a rating to Rudiger. I'm going to give a rating to Raul. Raul had a good game. Raul had a very good game. Raul, when he came on, looked as our best player, as our best defender. Very good performance from Rudiger. Very impressed. Very, not Rudiger, sorry, when Raul came on. Frank Garcia, my little sister has got better decision making than you. My little sister has got better IQ than you. You are honestly pathetic. When I thought, you know what, you and Ferland Mendy is a mid-off. It's a trash-off. It's a haywan-off. Yeah? I don't understand. When you get the ball, I think that's 100 things going in your head. And I'm quite surprised because I didn't think you have a brain, fam. My brother, put that little haircut in the bag, fam. Put that Gareth Bale haircut in the bag. Yeah? Wallah, this guy can barely cross the ball, fam. Can barely cross. Okay, 3 is a bit harsh, fam. 3 is a bit harsh. Give him 5. Dani Ceballos. I don't want to talk too much about you because I want to talk about certain man. Fede Valverde, again, I don't want to talk too much about you. Jude Bellingham, I don't want to talk too much about you. I want to talk about certain man. I want to talk about these 3. Let me start off with Rodrigo. Rodrigo, you had a very good couple weeks. Very good month so far in 2025. The celebration, don't forget the R. It was cute. It was good. Yeah? You played on the left-hand side. You cooked. We all know you can cook. You move on the right. My concern with you, and I think, you know what? Let me make it a freeway. I'll make it a freeway. I'll make a threesome between the 3 of them. I hate the fact that there hasn't been a single game this season where all 3 of them has performed well together. I don't want anyone to say it's because there is no system. I don't want anyone to say it's because there is no manager to put them in the right position to succeed. That has been the story of Real Madrid this whole season. At one point, you man should have said to yourself, all 3 of you. Okay? All 3 of you. I don't like the fact only Vinny has a good game one day. Another day it's going to be Mbappe. Another day is Rodrigo. One day is Rodrigo and Mbappe. One day is Mbappe and Vinny. Why is it never Rodrigo, Vinny, and Mbappe? Why is it never all 3 of them playing together? Why is it never all 3 of them playing together? And why is it when Vinny returns and when Vinny plays, why don't you 2 move? There was a moment in the second half where Rodrigo was literally standing on the left flank, just waiting for the ball to get to him. You've been isolated for 45 minutes in the first half, for 60 minutes in the second half. My brother, move. Move. Why are you standing in the same position? Why is it that it took us to the 80th minute for us to make our first substitution, and that was Luka Modric? Why is it that Modric was our first sub in the 80th minute? Forget Modric. Why is it that it took us to the 80th minute to make a sub? When for 80 minutes all of them played bad. Why could you not make a sub earlier? 70 minute, 60 minute. Why in the hell is Arda Güler not being used? Why is Arda Güler not being used more often? Why is it not being used more common? Why? Why is it not being relied on? Have you got a problem? Carlo, let me chat to you. Have you got a problem with Arda Güler? Have you got a problem with Turkish people? Have you? Have you got a problem with Turkish people? Like, did something happen when you went on holiday to Istanbul, fam? To Antalya? To Ankara? Like, did something happen when you went? Because I feel like you've got an issue with Arda. First of all, you don't bring him on. Secondly, you bring Brahim Diaz over him, which I still don't understand. But as for Luka Modric, I'm never ever going to criticize Luka Modric because I love Luka Modric, and for me, he's my favorite midfielder in Real Madrid. He's our greatest midfielder ever. But Luka Modric, I want to chat to you for one little second. Wallahi al-azim, Luka Modric, and wallah, I'm saying this in the nicest way possible. In the nicest way. And I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing now. The goal that we conceded started with your set piece that you could barely beat your first man. Luka Modric, I have done some calculations. I've done some maths. Okay? Listen to me, brother. Listen to me. Listen to Unk. Luka Modric, you have taken 72 set pieces so far this season. That is a combination of both corners, free kick, short free kicks, whatever it is. Corners from both sides, whatever it is. Over 68% of them, he couldn't beat the first man. The goal that we conceded, he didn't beat the first man. 2 of the corners he took this when he came on in the 80th minute, he couldn't beat the first man. This has been the story of this whole season. If we can't score, the thing is, Real Madrid are reliant on individual brilliance. When the individual brilliance are not stepping up, when the players are not stepping up to score goals, we're then relying on Fede Valverde for long shots. When Fede Valverde ain't scoring a long shot, then relying on Vinny to dribble past players. When that's not working, we're relying on Jude, Mbappe, Rodrigo. Again, individual brilliance. When that doesn't work, what's the next solution to score goals? Set pieces. Why is it that our set pieces in terms of corners are so disgustingly bad? Because you are a victim of this. You are the reason why it's bad. Can we stop? Can Carlo tell Luka Modric, stop taking corners? Why is it when he came on, he's taking corners? Why? We are now 1 point above Atleti. Barcelona can make it 4 points behind us if they win tomorrow. Bilbao can make it 6 points behind us. We were about to be playing some of our most difficult games. This little stretch, 1, 2, 3. Copa, La Liga, Champions League. This little stretch are three of our main tournaments this season. 3 of our most important games. The Cup, the League, the Champions League. We're not going to be playing all those 3 games for the next week with no Rudiger. We're going to be playing all these 3 games coming off a bad defeat against Espanyol. Let's see how we turn up. Let's see how we bounce back. This is what champions are made of, right? This is what champions are made of. This is what managers are made of. This is now where managers are coming in clutch, sitting down in the basement, not sleeping with anyone, not going home, working late till 3 a.m., 4 a.m., making the scouting reports, watching tapes, doing everything possible for you to bring this back. Let's see. Because I've got my judgments. Let's see what happens on the Gunners. Let's see.